finally TV, but you don't need cable or sling to see me. Black on his soapbox, Gabe in his bag. Now that's some real black ink. Load the 9 with the mag. First take, the last take. We can juggle the top. Like a barber with the clips, the way we talk in the shop. And since life is like a movie, we gon' stick to the plot. That's why we sponsored by the brand and scrape the white off the top. Get it? That means we dope. So I'm money my brothers and sisters to stay woke. And we gon' lace the product with facts and straight jokes. The voice of the valley is here to spread hope. Supports a steep slope. They gon' have to let me cook. I don't know how to stop. From the culture to the music, anything else hot. Catch us every Tuesday once you step in the house. Cause all they really wanna know, what we talking about. I'm out.
Oh, and here we go. Another episode of What We Talking About. Hey, yo, what's going on, party people? You already know what it is. It's the What We Talking About show right here on Finally TV. Before we get started, we want to shout out the sponsors of the show, and that would be House of Barbers out there on Route 9, up by Marist College, right across the street. Go see my man Sal and the crew over there. Any type of cut you need, go check your boy Sal, House of Barbers. You already know what it is. Salute to them. And like I say, we are here. I'm joined, of course, by co-creator, co-host of the show, King Blackout. How you doing, sir?
You know about the tariffs, right, gang? So, a reporter told Donald Trump, why is you putting tariffs on champagne?
Right.
Donald Trump said, because we can make our own champagne in America. I think the reporter was afraid to tell Donald Trump that champagne literally only comes from one place.
In case you ain't know.
In case you didn't know.
You're going to learn something today on the What We Talking About show.
It comes from a certain place. That's not in America. If you make it in America, it is sparkling wine.
Talk about it.
Gabe,
yo,
why doesn't a filthy rich man like Donald Trump know where the things that he drinks come from?
Because he don't need to know, man. He don't even care how much it costs. He just want to know if it's the one he liked, the one that, you know, got that little twang to it. Shout out to everybody on IG, by the way. So, just in case y'all didn't know, champagne comes from the Champagne region in French, hence the name Champagne. Champagne does not come from Champaign, Illinois. It is not created when you make wine out of grapes. That is just grape juice. Shout out to Shad. Shout out to Bunky, Vanessa. What's goody? See y'all.
What's up, bro? Is it just me?
Yo,
all right, I'll be quiet.
Listen, sometimes ignorance is bliss, man. Okay, you know. Right. But I will say I was well into my life before I learned that champagne only came from one place. So I will say that I didn't learn that early. I thought, you know, a drink is a drink, make it where you make it, crush some grapes up, and that's what it is. But you know, what's going on, Loic in the building? You know, we get international. You know, we get all types of countries looking at us and hanging out with us, and we appreciate each and every one of y'all. But seriously, shout out to y'all on Instagram. Yo, I don't know if you knew this, Black, if you went and looked at it right quick, but our IG for the Finally TV joint was going nuts. So I was mad people in there. So we never did like shout them out last week because I was so excited for the debut and all that, you know. So shout out to everybody on IG. If you was here last week, my bad. We love y'all and appreciate y'all tuning in.
I'm gonna pull up the IG.
How you be, man? What's the deal?
I just told him to pull up the IG, and what he do, y'all? Go put me on the fucking spot.
Listen, shout out to Ice the God, Iville, the producer in the building, watch the music. He can hear him all types of places, you know, but all these people keep checking in. I even see now King Blackout's here, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but shout out to Last Call, like all these people that was in here, man. Shout out to y'all. And if y'all want to interact with the show, I only come here once in a while, like during the show, because it's a little disconnected for me to see who's on IG and who's doing what. But if you want to start interacting and get your comments on the screen and all that, head over to YouTube, because I know it's way easier on YouTube, but we on Facebook too. Finally TV. Check out the show every Tuesday, 7 p.m. You already know what it is. Yo.
And if not, I'm on YouTube now, so I'll read your comments.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah,
hey, you meant IG, but
what did I say, bro? What did I say?
You said YouTube. Yo, so
damn, yeah, you're right.
Listen, does anybody give a fuck that NBA YoungBoy came home a little early? Are people excited for
all that? Hail return of the greatest YN of all YNs. That's all I gotta say about NBA YoungBoy, because I don't give two fucks about his music, but you know what I mean? He is the king of everybody under 28.
Well, there you go. I actually had to look him up because I don't be knowing. You know what I'm saying? So I was looking him up a little bit, and I wanted to know, like, really how popular is he? You know what I'm saying? He had a top 200 album debut. I think it was a second joint that did pretty well.
If that's the number you leading with, gang, then you really don't understand YoungBoy. He's the most streamed artist of the last 5 years.
No, that I know, but I was just looking at sales. I just wanted to see what they were quantifying with sales with him and like where he got on the Billboard and all that.
Okay.
He never really like went nutty on the Billboard side, but like to what you saying on the other side of things, he was going viral. It seemed like every other like maybe few days there was a clip of time where this kid just kept going viral with stuff. So salute to him for coming home. I saw he got released early, but that's really where it ends for me. That's it.
Okay.
Staying in legal news, you saw Puff got a minor win with a little dismissal. Forgetting homeboy's name right now. I had it too. But some charges were dismissed against Puff. Now, I think it's more about what we were talking about last week when we were saying, yo, if you throw enough bullshit at the truth, sometimes it washes out the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if there's some of that, but he did get some charges, dismissed. So whatever Puff's doing over there, he can do over there. It's it's an ongoing saga, and I just want to see how it all ends. Do you think we're gonna see an end this year to this whole thing? This year?
Nope.
No. Yeah, they're gonna drag this shit out.
Yeah. Sorry, bro.
So
I don't know, bro. You came kind of heavy, like. It's 7:09 and you already talking about court cases. Like, can I take a step back for a moment?
Damn.
Like you went kind of heavy, gang. Like, you gotta let this shit breathe a little bit. Like, you can't go.
I'm over here potting.
You can't go from champagne to the YN of all YNs, and now we talking about this. Like, come on, bro. Like,
we talking about court. That's a very nice transition.
All right.
Come on, man.
Hold up. Where my people at?
Yo, shout out to Vincent, man. Hey, Angie
what's
in the
up,
building.
What's up, y'all? What's all y'all watching? By the way, I'm using phones now because I'm no longer at my desk doing this. I'm sitting here on the couch, obviously. Nessa, I still need to answer. Why do you think I'm polyamorous?
Shout out to Shad. I see you.
Shout out to everybody watching. That's been bugging me all week, dog. I was asking my man's like, yo, am I polyamorous? Did I ever do some polyamorous shit? And he was like, what the fuck is polyamorous? And I said, exactly.
Only Nessa knows.
Only Nessa knows. yo, on some G though. Okay. When it comes to the Diddy case, I'm Diddy'd out.
Yeah, me too.
A little bit.
Me too. Hit that like, hit that share, y'all.
Absolutely. Hit the like, hit the share. I'm Diddy'd out. I don't know how long it's gonna take, bro. Like, the man, whether they froze his assholes or not, I'm tired of talking about that until something significant happens. You feel me?
Yeah. I'm kind of with you on that. That's why I asked, like, do you think we're gonna see an end to it? And you know how court cases be with all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think we're just gonna keep hearing dribs and drabs of this stuff the whole time. So whatever. But there is movement in that case if y'all are interested in that. And then, while we're talking about cases and staying and getting time and all that, you were talking about some heavy shit, but in this show didn't even start yet. You was talking about some heavy shit, man. Let's talk a little bit about how humans not acting like humans and treating other humans like humans. Let's talk about that and the heinous crimes that you were talking about just earlier. At a 7-Eleven, yes, we getting heavy. Listen to this shit though, y'all.
I don't know if y'all already. I don't know if y'all been in tune with this story. Give me a sec. Let me pull this up. About a white couple who adopted 5 black children. From 16 down to I believe 9 or 8. And basically was treating them like slaves. Got them locked up in sheds. Sleeping on literally the concrete floor.
No education.
No education. No bathing. No heat. Peanut butter and bread twice a day, every day, for months and years.
Yikes.
No showering, no changing clothes, nothing. They just bring them out, make them do manual labor, put them back in. And on top of, if that's not bad enough, obviously it's the verbal, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, type shit, right? And I didn't want to start super heavy with this. I know they were found guilty. I think they got like 300 something years in prison, right? Because they couldn't get life. It's not a murder, so they couldn't get life.
Death penalty's not a thing.
Death penalty's not a thing.
I wonder how they quantified that, bro.
I don't want to sit here and say what's obvious. So here's what I will say. Why nobody questioned why this white couple in the middle of West Virginia kept adopting little black children and not enrolling them in school?
Facts. Where's the follow-up?
Where's the follow-up? What is the program that allows you to adopt, not foster care, adopt the child and receive money for them?
Right.
Why nobody saw a 9-year-old boy outside plowing the field like a donkey at 10 a.m. and didn't think that was a strange sight to see?
Right. Not thinking to themselves, why isn't that little boy in school?
The school part, sure. But plowing unassisted of an animal. They wasn't just doing like manual grown-up labor. They was doing inhumane shit, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does nobody think that's odd? I'm curious as to what the comments and think and what you think, Gabe. Like, typically this is a topic that would make me like kind of lose my shit, but I'm trying to process what I've been reading about this case in the last few months. And I don't know if I'm necessarily okay with cross adoption when it comes to identity and culture and things of that nature, but I think that's a separate topic. I just think I would have found it odd that a family not of great means kept adopting black child to black child, and just on the basic level, nobody saw them in school and didn't say anything. Where'd you think they went? And matter of fact, Gabe, how do you, if they never let these children out, every time you bring somebody else into your home, should be a home study done.
Correct.
Where the fuck did the caseworker think the other kids were?
Right. I just don't understand. Like, it's a huge fail on the state's part, in my opinion, because the follow-up seems that just seems so elementary in the whole process. That doesn't even seem like something that somebody smart would come up with. You know, like, where is the follow-up there? What Rock is saying is interesting, though. He said, that was my life when I lived in South Carolina at that age. That's not out of the ordinary. I was the donkey. So Rock, you mean that at that young age, you were out there in mid-morning, like doing that type of labor like that?
Rocky is also talking about the 70s. That is,
well,
you shouldn't see somebody in 2020. You shouldn't see an 8-year-old, 9-year-old boy in 2024 pulling a plow.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Right. That's interesting, though. Is like, but either way, to talk about the heinous part of it for me is just what you're talking about right there. Is where's the person that looks out for the well-being of the children once they're placed in a home? Because I can just think about different situations, and here in New York, I can hear people say, "Oh, I got this caseworker coming because they're gonna go check on so and so. It's been a year since," you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So they don't have that there. That's weird, bro. Is it West Virginia? Because Andy said the folks there are very different.
It is West Virginia. Go Mountaineers, bro. I don't know. I was going to rant a little bit. I'm trying not to. I'm sorry. Let me gather my thoughts, y'all. I was going to rant a little bit because it obviously fuck with me. The topic I really wanted to talk about, which is what I said earlier. What do you think about people who adopt purposefully outside of their race?
Nothing really. I think it's to me, like, I'm always want to see the positive in things, so I could see it as just people being open-minded, and like maybe they're thinking to themselves, like, all right, say if I'm black, you know what I'm saying, and there's a bunch of potential adopters that are black, and there's this mix of kids in there. They might be thinking to themselves, let me take the non-black kid because these guys aren't, and I'll save this. You know, I can see that mentality coming along, like, let me do it because somebody else might not do it, you know, thinking that somebody else would rather adopt it within their race, I guess. You know what I mean? That's the only thing I think about that. I don't really have a thought about it.
Why does Woody Harrelson
why Woody Harrelson
adopt an Asian female girl? Why do white celebrities go and adopt black children from Ethiopia? What is the purpose of? I'm not saying that the day that they went to go adopt, there were no children who looked like them or followed that culture or who couldn't have benefited from what the resources.
It could be a PR thing.
Well, this is my question, right? Like, why black children?
What about it?
Why black children?
Oh, why black children? Oh, I can't speak for them, bro. I don't know. Why look at kids, any kid like that? You know what I mean? Like, why? If these were all white kids, bro, I would feel the same way. Like, what are y'all doing to these kids?
So you go back to the abuse angle. I got it. You don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole again. I'm gonna let you off the hook. You didn't want to touch it, just say you don't want to touch it. We're not gonna talk about. I don't want to talk about it. Then I'm gonna drink my drink.
Bunky's asking questions. So were they siblings? I don't think they were siblings. These were individual adoptions.
No. Yeah.
This sounds like the case where they adopted out of Texas by same-sex couple, and it was 2 white women and 5 black kids. They drove over a cliff. Yeah, that's some other shit.
Yo, Mike, not even just dating that Asian girl that he raised. That's his daughter. Ain't they married now? And she got kids by him, I think. Yeah. Woody Allen. That girl he adopted, that little Asian girl. He groomed her till she was 18 and married her.
Madonna and Angelina Jolie adopted interracial children and provided a good life for them, as far as we know.
Yeah. Yo, I think, and it's gonna sound, maybe this is a little bit off kilter. Shout out to our sponsors. We love y'all. Just it's a conversation, y'all. It's a conversation.
Absolutely. Hit it.
This has always struck a nerve. I think it's one thing to go, let's say, down the street. Let's say you live in Denver. You go down the street to your local shelter, and whoever you come across is who you want to help. I think that's different. I think if it's brown, black, white, green, it doesn't really matter. You're there to help. You want to adopt somebody. You want to give love. You want to improve somebody's station in life.
Right.
All those things are okay.
Right.
I think it's way different when you have all the resources in the world and you say, you know what? I want to fly to Africa and specifically adopt black children who don't look like me, who are not culturally like me, who know nothing about my culture, and bring them here. I question what those kids' lives are like in those households and how they're actually treated. And I'm not accusing nobody of doing something nefarious. I just find it odd, almost as if it's a different way of having dominion over somebody of color. That Woody Allen thing where you adopt a girl and you groom her, and then when she's 18, you then turn around and marry her and start fucking her and have a baby with her. Like, I need people to understand what that actually is. I think it's like, because he's a white man, it looks so normal, or not. Even if it looks skeevy, we don't really talk about it. That's a weird fucking thing to do. That to me says, when I went and adopted this girl at 7, this was my plan. I went and found a child, brought them to this country, made them my property, and waited till I could legally betrothed them. Nobody see a problem with that?
Of course, no. Those situations, I think we all do. I would hope.
Well, I don't think a white couple adopting 5 black children for slave labor is any different or any less egregious. I think they're the same.
I mean, yeah, it just right. I guess the conversation starts and stops because it's just wrong. So it's like this whole situation for y'all is just wrong, you know. So I think that's why I don't take it as personal, because it's like y'all from the jump are not doing this shit right. So it's like everything after that is probably fucked up too, and it is. Like the more you look at it, the more you explain it to yourself, you know. It's just that I just don't understand, again, for the well-being of these children that were placed there. I just don't know why there was no follow-up done at all. So like that part, it's like somebody dropped the ball. Like it's gonna be interesting as fuck if somebody finds out, yo, this person knew this person that was in the city, you know, like working for the city or the state, and if they start finding out shit like that, it's gonna look real ugly, because it just seems so weird that you'd get away with that 5 times over. And like, do you know, can I ask you if you know, like, how did this come to a head though? How did they end up in court because of it?
I believe the last adoption, the caseworker who brought the child there was a different caseworker. And actually was like, what the fuck going on?
Right.
And the story talks about like visiting the house multiple times and talking through the kids through this shed door. It didn't explain how she found out they were in the shed. But she would go to the shed door and talk to them through the shed door, that they were locked inside. Yeah.
I think if you adopt outside your race, you should be highly educated on the practices and cultural beliefs of that race. Shout out to Beast. Yeah.
Yo, Michael, I love that idea, because to me, that says something very different about your intentions and what you want to do. Don't we make people who want to be American citizens learn history about this country?
Didn't Elvis do what? Adopt somebody, groom him, and then make him his wife? I don't think so. I think he just had a young wife, but I don't think he adopted her and groomed her that way.
Vanessa said they are probably curious about the culture. Who's curious, Vanessa? The adults? Because what can an 8-year-old black boy from Africa teach you about black culture?
That's why, right. And I think that's why Beast followed up with his comment, like just trying to like add a little more perspective to that. I think that's why, because it's after that comment. So like I saw Vanessa said that, I had posted it up here, because it's true. You know, I do think that that's true. But the real truth of it is what are they going to learn from the kids? So they have to do their own and put the kid through that type of culture and, you know, that type of education so they can learn about their culture. So they would have to do the same thing. You know, they're not going to get it from the kid.
Gabe, you don't think they just trying to adopt black children and brown children as like accessories or slave labor, and just for all the wrong reasons? Like if you really care about helping people, why do you target a certain race at all? What do you think, Gabe? What is your opinion? Do you think that celebrities who go and adopt children intentionally outside of their race from these weird ass countries and parade them around, right? Do you think that that's something that they're doing because it's meaningful to them? Do you think so? What's your opinion? Or do you think it's reeks of bullshit?
I told you. To me, it's probably more like a PR thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just trying to put themselves in a position where it looks like they're all embracing and encompassing, and look at me, I even had this little brown baby. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's more of a PR thing. I think they do it because, like, you know, they wouldn't parade it around the way they do. It wouldn't be talked about, wouldn't be in stories the way it is. And, you know what I'm saying, commercials and all that. It would be just behind the scenes and done if it was for all the right reasons. Right?
That's kind of how I feel.
You know? Like, yeah, no, I don't think I can say it any better. So I don't want to rant on that. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. It's more of a PR thing. And when we don't hear about it, it's probably of a more pure, you know, positive intention. You know what I'm saying? Like you find out that XYZ celebrity has, you know, been adopting these Japanese kids, and, you know, they gone on to have these great lives, and it's like this fucking production of fucking great people, then, you know, but you never heard about it. There was probably some good intentions there. You know what I mean? Who knows?
Okay. You got a full view of the comments. I'm gonna let you bring them in because what I got is limited to only one platform. But I will say this, and once again, not targeting, just kind of all came to me based on this. Obviously, what's happening with this story. Woody Allen, is that man a pedophile?
I always thought that.
Did he just pedophile right in front of us, our faces, and we all were just like, all right.
Yeah, I always thought that.
How else do you frame adopting a child with the intent of marrying her when she's 18?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why ain't he in jail? Because how do you not think that he didn't do some weird shit before she turned 18? Of course he did.
Sure you did. Sure you did. Because you was already thinking that way. You wasn't thinking that way the day she turned 18.
No, you definitely didn't wait till 18, bro.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to laugh at the situation, but that's what it is. Yeah, Woody put a kid in his adopted daughter. He sure did, Rock. All right, so B says, I saw a white family with an adopted little black girl, and they had no clue on what to do with her hair. That was a telling sign to me. I've seen that too before. I have seen that before where it's like, adopted kid and their hair or something's just not right, you know, like, you know, the clothing and all that, whatever, you are, it is what it is, and you bring it in what you bring in, you shop where you shop. But you could definitely tell with the hair though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's no different, Gabe, than like, I think I made a joke last week, and shout out to Sal, House of Barbers, y'all go tap in with them. I made a joke last week because I'm a funny dude, not because I'm a weirdo, right? And I was talking about how Gabe pointed to me when he talked about the ethnic barbers in South Shop, and it's not about them. This is about the thought process, right? That cutting all hair is not the same, right? So cutting a black man's hair is not the same as cutting a Spanish person's hair or a white person's hair. It's completely fucking different. So the point about watching a white couple, or let me just say a non-black couple, try to raise a black child who needs their hair done in a style or a manner that is conducive to a black child is one of those things. To me, that's almost like a level of mistreatment. Your lack of understanding of this culture and the needs of that child, which can be predicated on their race and their needs and their biology, is lacking. Why are you adopting them? It like, this is not even a religious conversation, though I do think not that a mixed race adoption, I don't even mean to beat this in the ground either. I'm sorry, y'all. Not that a mixed race adoption is necessarily bad. I'm sure there are plenty of opportunities and times when this thing happens and it's for the good and the betterment of the child. What I'm speaking of specifically is targeting people outside of your race to adopt. Targeting is the key word here. So you go adopt a little black boy from Africa at 5 years old and you are a white couple in America. You're doing that child a disservice. Even if you give him all the money and access in the world, culturally he's bankrupt. He don't understand himself, right? You can't give him what you don't have. Right. It's a problem. I think it's a problem. And I would say it's a flip thing, but I don't see it from the other perspective too often. I can't even think of the time I saw a black couple with a white child, unless it was normally for me like a same-sex adoption. Like the only time I've seen it in my own life, where a black couple adopted a white child, and it's because they just wanted the child. They didn't care, right? And this who needed help, and that's what they did. I've never seen a man and a woman of African American descent adopt a white child without some extraneous circumstances, like that was my best friend's child. You know what I mean? Something that ties him to that child beyond just I want a white kid. I've never seen it. Right. No, I don't recall either. But if you ever see Rock in the future, he says he wants to adopt a white kid and name him Taekwon. That would be fucked up. So Angie says, I know someone who adopted 2 kids outside her race. These boys both had disabilities, and she did it because she knew she could provide what they needed. It wasn't about the color. So that's another reason too. I think she's just trying to say different reasons. How many parents don't dive into their own culture? This happens all the time, that parents don't submerge into their own culture. Therefore, how can they give it to their offspring? And it's a good point. That's a good point. You know, especially, I think that's probably even more true today. Like, you know, these Gen alphas and Gen Zers, you know, like yo,
we got Gen Beta now, bro.
Bro, you know, it's you know, culture for them is their vitality on IG and TikTok. You know, like, and they'll have straight up like full on Italian last names and not know nothing about Italy, their parents, you know, what it was like in the old school, you know what I'm saying? All the things you hear from all your Italian friends, you know what I'm saying? They don't, this younger generation, that's not what it's about. It's about that phone. It's about that goddamn phone, bro. I don't mean to kill the topic, but it is time to move on. But listen, I'm glad they got put somewhere though. That's a good thing.
Absolutely. You can get up off the hot seat. I appreciate you answering the question and actually potting with me a little bit. I will say I also appreciate everybody's perspective. So please keep commenting. It's just a conversation. By the way, y'all, this is a podcast. So like if I didn't say anything interesting, what the fuck would we be talking about? You know what I mean? Look, the views and opinions expressed by Blackout are not those of Gabriel or Finally TV. All rights reserved. We have nobody's interest in mind. 2025.
And I ditto that. So listen, couple of things, interesting stuff you were talking about. What is interesting on my Voice of the Valley interviews that I do with up and coming artists, and I have another one dropping tomorrow at 9 a.m. Andrew Ace Greenspan. I actually put out a little teaser of it last week, pulled it down, have it coming out tomorrow. So make sure y'all click on that, tap on that, and leave some comments and likes behind. But Voice of the Valley tomorrow. The album's out today, so dude wanted that to marinate a little bit. So shout out to that. And Producer Synergy, man, you gonna be in the building possibly?
You keep asking me a question that I haven't answered yet. You can stop asking me that question, Gabe.
All right. So I guess I got the answer then. God damn it, man.
You don't got no answer because I haven't answered the question. Nah, shout
out to Drawzilla.
Shout out to Drawzilla, Producer Synergy this Saturday. Invite only. Listen, maybe if you know Zilla, you can tap in and get you a little invite. Yes, I will be in the building. Yes, I got my invite on Monday, so I'm in there.
All right, there it is. I like that. I love that. So I will see you there, good sir.
We're not carpooling?
Nah, we're not carpooling.
You really not my friend, is you? Like you?
I mean, not really. We talk.
Damn.
You know.
Damn.
I'm here though. I gave you a static invite, so you know you can pop in here anytime you want.
Yo, you know what? You got it, bro.
I'll be sitting. I want to sit next to you at Producer Synergy. I like
us.
What?
You want to sit next to me?
Yeah. Well, at least I want to be able to see you, so we could, you know, like, you know what I'm saying?
You want to see me?
I want to talk. Yeah, I want to see you. I want to talk about this damn music, man. You know, we'll be hearing some joints.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be valuing your opinion.
Right.
You ever gonna come out with something?
I mean, eventually. You do music? I heard that nobody wanted to hear what I got going on. Niggas was
got you. So,
looking for Dom Gotti in them. The hoodies and all them. They ain't what I had going on.
With you?
Huh?
That's bullshit. That's
what
bullshit.
Happened?
The hoodies don't rock with you? That's lies. That's all lies. No Dwight. Yo. So Producer Synergy. Yo, shout out to this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? House of Barbers, baby.
Chill.
So your boy, I didn't realize why. If y'all didn't know, Fabio's been in like jail this year, basically, right? And I didn't know why he was in jail, bro. I found out why he was in jail. Like, good for him. Leave him there for a little while. Think about what he be doing. You know what he did? Do you know why he's in jail?
What did he do?
This man on New Year's Eve, right? Some lady, like her car broke down in front of presumably his building, right? And so while she's trying to get this all situated to get her car right, he comes out and brandishes his weapon, has it in her face. And mind you, this is all on camera and Ring cameras, like doorbells and shit from across the street. My man put a gun in her face and straight up told her, and I quote, "If I ever see you parked in front of this building again, there's gonna be a fucking problem." Fabio, why? He had to be drunk. Somehow had to be right there. What you think about a man that does something like that on New Year's Eve? What's your take on that?
That man has many, many ops. That's what I think about that. That's exactly what I think about that.
Okay.
That man got many ops.
It's all right. So that's
Why
the way to
does
handle that.
Why does one ride around town with the thing on him?
Right. Well, that I get.
Well,
but they're not brandishing it, and they're not telling you if I ever see you here again.
It's New Year's. You parked outside his spot. He's 5-year foreign. He don't know what y'all trying to do, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Get the fuck from in front of my spot.
I'm sure she was like, my car broke down, sir.
I mean, listen, maybe she did, maybe she didn't.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I can't speak to what happened in real time. What I will say is, I think it's easy sometimes. I'm not saying it makes it okay, but I'm sorry. Let me clear the air right quick. I'm sorry. Give me 12 seconds, Gabe.
Yeah.
This is a podcast. I'm here to podcast, not to be misogynistic, racist, or a hater. I want to get the people going. I'm going to have opinions that are different than yours. This is the show. When you see me in real life, half of these opinions ain't even real. I'm just entertaining y'all. All right. Don't hate a nigga. Just one pod. All right. All right, bro. Listen, I'm saying that it's very easy to jump on Fabio and be like, man's just tweaking. But if you were him and it's New Year's and you litty and you drunk and you see a strange car parked in front of your spot and you saw your boy Pop get took out at the spot he was staying in 3 years ago, yeah, nigga, you might be an edge and you might not want to hear nothing nobody got to say. Get from in front of my spot. I'm just saying that I can understand it. I'm not saying it's right.
Women line dudes up all the time, and that my car broke down line is famous.
All the time.
I feel you, Beast. And Beast also says he'd like to hear some of your production, to which I would say just look up King Blackout on all your streaming platforms. You can find a bunch of stuff on there. Or just link with Black. He's always down to play his music so you can tell him how great he is. The only thing is, he's gonna get mad at you if you write his name with a C in it. He always gets upset at people.
Don't ever do that, gang. Don't ever do that.
You get a pass now because that's the first time I've seen it. I'm just telling you, Beast. I love you. You know what I'm saying? He cool as shit, man. He an Albany man. He's what's up, man. He's what's up.
Copy.
He the truth. He do a podcast. Put the name of the podcast in there where he be doing music reviews and all that. They be playing music. I popped in there a few times. And they be doing their thing. They got a good thing going on over there. So check my man Beast out.
Yo, why you didn't tell me my camera was like slightly too high?
What do you mean slightly too high?
It was now we aligned. But before I was a little bit, you know what I mean?
Listen.
Producer?
Listen.
Look, produce, nigga.
Fuck you doing, man?
Fuck you doing, man?
Eddie. Kanye West is a funny man, bro. Are you looking forward to Bully? Like, do you want to hear Bully right now?
Listen to it.
You listen to the leak?
He put it out, yeah.
You know that's not what's going to be.
It's close enough. I get the gist.
So you got to hear Melrose then?
Yeah.
Yeah, he took that joint off.
Did you also listen to the Bully leak?
I did not. The only thing I listened to was like I seen this one link that had like 15-second snippets of stuff, and it was just annoying me, so I turned it off. So I didn't hear it. You know what I'm saying? I was looking for it on my streaming platforms, but I didn't see anything there.
No, it's a YouTube only release.
Oh, is that what's going on?
Yeah, so because it's a video album.
Copy. Okay, so maybe that's why it was doing that. It was like a reel that I was watching on. Like, okay, so that's what it was. Yeah. So you putting us on because I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? So you go listen to Bully right now on YouTube.
Go tap into those YouTube leaks. It's not even a leak. It's on Kanye West's Vivo. Like it's his shit. He put it out there. So he says he completely removed the closing track Melrose, which featured Cardi and Ty. From the project, he took them out entirely, writing, "Melrose is not on Bully. Thank God." So. Do you recall that song? Was it any good? Now I'm curious. I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah. But you know, Kanye is a weird individual, and he's gonna do Kanye West things.
He loves it. He loves being him, man. Let me tell you. I'm curious. I'm gonna go give it a run and see. What did you think of it? What was your first initial thought on it?
really, really good sample work.
Okay.
It's almost entirely devoid of drums. I don't know if
Oh,
that's coming later
oh,
or if this is the intended outcome.
gotcha. I'm
But the
tired of that.
samples, the loops
Uh-huh.
are really, really good.
Mm,
And the first couple songs where it's actually him
uh-huh.
are really, really good.
Really?
Yeah, all that AI shit, I'm good in that. It's just like riffs at that point. The AI shit, you could tell that it's AI, and it's just like a version of Kanye West's riffing. Like he's, you know what I mean? They're not really songs, but like the 2 or 3 that he did himself are really fucking good. They're really good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm looking forward to listening to it now, but like I might just wait until he actually releases the joint somewhere, like for real, because I do not like when there's no percussion in all the production, bro. I need some sort of drum going on happening for me to really enjoy it, because I'm gonna be sitting there the whole song waiting for the drop of the drums the whole time, every time, knowing that they're not coming. That's annoying. What if I tell you this? What if I told you that the Fresh Prince, Mr. I slapped the shit out of Chris Rock, Will Smith, has got an album coming out on Friday? What do you say to that? Do you say anything to that?
Oh boy, I'm sorry, y'all. Gabe, you okay?
I'm doing great.
You sound like we doing a fucking talk show. You sound like the dry eyes, bro, right now, bro. Will Smith dropping out. Who produced the show today, Gabe? You all right? Talk to me, Gabe.
Nah, I'm asking you a question.
What's good? Ask me again. Ask me again.
The Fresh Prince. You ready for a new album from the Fresh Prince?
I wasn't ready when he was the Fresh Prince still.
What do you mean?
You ready for that Will Smith 2026 drop? You ready for 56-year-old Big Willie to give you some flavor for your ears? Is you ready?
That's what it is. Spin the Block music review. That's the shit right there. That's my dude right there. Spin the Block music review.
Salute, y'all. Gabe, are you ready for this big Will Smith album?
Listen.
Talk to me, bro.
I've always been a Will Smith fan. I like him as a rapper. When he came out, I thought it was so dope that in the day and age when it was all like gangster rap and, you know, fucking DOS effects killing microphones and, you know what I'm saying, all that going on, EPMD. And then here comes the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff. It was so refreshing and dope the way he would chose to hit the microphone and tell stories like that. Which I do think that Will Smith is a little bit slept on when it comes to telling stories. I think he's actually a really good storyteller when it comes to rapping. So yeah, man, I'm curious. I'm gonna play it. I'm not gonna not play it. You know what I'm saying? So
this is the same man, y'all. Y'all remember last season when he was telling me, "Oh, Black, that LL album gonna drop. I can't wait." Remember that shit?
That shit was trash.
And what did I tell you?
Listen,
what did I tell you?
Sometimes things end up trash. Okay.
Do I want to hear Willard Smith at 56 years old do his impression of clean 90s rap? No.
That's mean. I think you're just being mean and contrarian. You know what I'm saying?
I like Will Smith, dog, but like when Headsprung dropped in 2004, I wasn't doing this in the club. Like, and he 20 years removed from that. You was doing Headsprung in the club?
Why not?
I'm at. Was you? Oh, all right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Welcome to the pod, Gabe. What you mean you was in the club? Where was you, bro?
I was probably home. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Shout out Angie. Here he go. Shout out Angie. All right, bro. You never went to the club?
Never. No,
never.
Without my wife. What?
Oh, okay. When you and Angie were in the club together, did that Headsprung come on?
No. No, it did not.
I'm sorry, did 1-2 Switch come on?
Yes.
And what club were you at?
It's like the High Life Society Club. Okay.
Did you hit the Switch dance? Ooh, la 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 la.
No.
You doing this number?
No. Well, a little bit. Yeah, I did that a little
bit.
But in the chair.
Damn, all right, Gabe. All right, gang. You got it, bro. Yeah, no, I'm good on Will. I'm simply gonna like do like the first like 7 seconds of every track. I just want to hear how you rhyming. And then I'm probably gonna turn it off because it's probably gonna be as bad as I think it is. And this is not because Will Smith can't rap or he's not good at storytelling, because the things you said are very fucking true. And even when he jumped outside with that Joyner Lucas remix and shit like that, like everybody know Will Smith can actually put words together. He ain't the greatest lyricist of all time, but he's not uninteresting. That's not his issue at all. He just not gonna make no songs. I don't think he gonna make some songs that I want to play at any kind of function and any kind of mood. He don't make weed music. he don't make rah-rah music. He don't really make club music. He don't really make turn up music. I like Just the Two of Us when that came out, but the only time you really won't play that is when you're depressed. You feel me? So outside of being depressed about not having your child in your life, what else is he giving you? The Wild Wild West? Men in Black? When is the appropriate time to play a Will Smith song? Because I can't think of a single time when it makes sense. An elevator, a wedding.
Wedding dance sets.
Oh, yes.
Getting jiggy with it. Miami.
At the club meeting.
You know.
Like I don't Will Smith
I'm
finna say something fucked up. Will Smith don't make music for black people. Ooh.
Oh shit. He want to smack you. You know he would want to smack you. You know he would try. Yo.
What's up?
Listen. Yo, Beast, you really think that Will Smith has people writing for him? I think he got nothing but time. We're gonna see. I'm gonna see those writing credits when it comes out. I'll pour it through that because that would be interesting to me if I seen, N. Jones as a writing credit on there. You know, that'd be what's up.
I'm gonna press play though to answer your question, dog. In all seriousness, I'm gonna press play, but I'm not expecting much.
You're not. So you'll be okay because I've been wrong in the past too with past greats and releasing albums. Like I really did think that one album by Busta was gonna have at least one joint on it that went, and it didn't. Like, and I could pick out the songs that I think it would have been, but they just didn't.
It did not.
It didn't.
And he got another one finna come out.
I think it's out.
Is it already? Like
he releases at an insane clip. What I am looking forward to, and I think you would be too, is that Method Man produced by Havoc album is coming out. Which I'm a little curious to hear what could happen right there. Meth, I feel he's a flow master. I feel like he knows how to get in and out of pockets on a beat. So I think it would probably be pretty dope. You excited for a Havoc produced Method Man album? Here we go. No, he wants NBA Youngboy. I know. Produced by who knows? I don't even know who to say. Mustard.
When is the fall off coming? when is that J. Cole album I've been hearing about for 4 years coming? Can I hear that? He just dropped that Clouds freestyle. What the fuck you want to call it? Can I hear the album?
You want to hear more J. Cole? You ready for J. Cole?
Absolutely, bro. He the only listen. Yes. Jermaine Cole can rap, right? Cool. I want to hear how he coming. And if he's going to completely avoid the fact that he, sits down to urinate now.
Wow. Your old classmate. You talk about him like that? That's foul. Old roommate.
It's about roommate. Right, bro. That's how we doing. All right, gang. All right.
Red and Meth coming here on 420. To Albany. I saw a thing about Red and Meth that Red's like his life is just so like ordinary and like very like structured.
He said them niggas don't hang out outside of concerts. Yeah.
He said they don't hang out. He's like it's not just him. He's like I just don't hang out. Period. So he's like I don't be hanging with with Meth like that.
Which I find funny because every time I go to Newark, that nigga outside. I mean, he at parks though. Like he definitely be at the park. He doing nothing interesting, but he out there.
Shout out to Mr. Catch Rec in the building. You can catch the Rec Boys. They was off last week. They coming back this week, tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Catch the in the studio with the Rec Boys right here on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Instagram that might be watching this or had tuned in at some point. I really do appreciate y'all. One other note I had on here was, man, R.I.P. the legendary George Foreman. I'm a big boxing fan, and I was alive and well and watching HBO Sports when he made his resurgence as a 45-year-old man. Man, he has some dope moments, man. Shout out to George Foreman. His legacy gonna live on forever. The man made like 11 different ones of him, named them all George. So his legacy ain't going nowhere. But salute to the legendary George Foreman, man.
Yo, my Foreman grill stay on heavy rotation. That shit is plugged in right the fuck now. I may get off of this pod and go make a goddamn burger. Because my Foreman grill get plenty of use. And that shit was $20, gang. It was $20.
Yeah.
Who didn't have a Foreman grill? Put me on. I
know. Yeah, that was a good one, man. The reinvention of himself was insane, man.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy, man. They made a movie on it, but it
wasn't a good movie.
Nah, but I wish they would just do like a quick docu-series, like a little 3-parter on him. Because to me, there's 3 different parts to his life. You know what I'm saying? It was like the early
Absolutely.
George, and then when he came back, and then the media darling that he became, in his senior years was incredible.
Watching sloppy George Foreman box was not impressive though. It wasn't a good thing to watch. Watching him carry around that tire.
Well, when he won the championship, man, those fights around that championship time, 2 fights before, 2 fights after, those 5 fights right there, man. I mean, it was fun to watch George Foreman box at that point because you were just waiting for him to lay the haymakers down. You know what I mean? And he would deliver. He delivered every time in those fights. He kept dropping bombs on people, man.
Yeah, wasn't there a championship boxing match this past weekend, Gabe? Do you know who fought?
Was it Crawford?
No, it wasn't Crawford. And this is my entire point about the state of boxing. Like I said last week, boxing is dead.
Yeah, no, I know.
A nigga with 2 belts fought last night. I mean, I'm sorry, not last week. This weekend.
Right.
And nobody watched and nobody cared. Yeah,
so who was it? Do you remember the name?
I'm also a nigga that don't care.
Oh, okay. Got you.
You want me to look it up? I can look it up. No. It was a nigga I didn't care about.
I'm okay. Yo, speaking about boxing, 50 Cent, man, he don't stop, bro. He don't stop. You seen what he said to Floyd?
I did not.
So, what you call it? Conor McGregor is going for president in Ireland, right? So he's throwing his hat in the ring for the presidency there. So 50 goes on his joint, I think it was X, and writes, "Yo, you see what happens when you can read, champ? The shit just matters." He just keeps fucking throwing darts at fucking Floyd Mayweather. I would love to see those two just argue. I don't even have to see them fight. Just to sit there and argue would be phenomenal for me. I would pay to watch them argue, bro. For real. I pulled up the fight.
Fondora versus Booker.
So those are, what was it, lightweight?
Super welterweight championship. Fondora had the WBC and the WBO. So not even the paper belts. Not the IBF bullshit, not the IBO shit. Not the Ring magazine. 2 legit belts.
Right.
Against another nigga who's 23-0 in Booker. And he knocked him out in 4 and nobody cared. This is a come on, man. A nigga with 2 belts. A unified champ.
It's because the super welterweight is not an exciting division. There's no name built up there. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. It's like, it's about the marketing and stuff. It definitely isn't the same. And I really do feel like when you don't have exciting heavyweight, cruiserweight, and middleweight champions, like the sport just suffers. But when you do have a multitude of athletes in those 3 divisions, I feel like that's when it's on fire. You know what I'm saying? But
middleweight was jumping though, bro, until Canelo left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that's
middleweight had like 10 niggas.
And now it don't.
That's
what I'm saying.
Or duck each other.
But people were rocking with boxing when Canelo was doing his thing.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
Mayweather put his fire out, but like he actually fought Mayweather too soon. He fought when it was convenient for Mayweather. He didn't fight convenient for him.
No, he was still young, very young. He was like 22.
Yeah, he wasn't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? And he still put up a fight, but he got outboxed, and you expected that from the veteran. You know what I'm saying? Like
when he jumped out though, he got his ass whooped.
He did. But yeah, so Floyd, 50 man is relentless though, bro. Another thing that's just notable happening in the world with people is Jermaine Dupri is doing a docu-series about Magic City, the strip club in Atlanta. And for some reason, this really intrigues me. I'm looking forward to seeing like the kind of behind the scenes, what the girls were actually thinking, and like what was actually transpiring at that spot. Because like we've heard so much about Magic City in Atlanta. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you made a special trip and went there yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like it is notorious. You know what I'm saying? Have you ever been to Magic City?
Nope.
No?
Nope. Why are you interested? Please tell.
I just find it fascinating with stuff like that because it's like, you think of strip clubs one way, and depending on who you are, you have a certain perspective or perception of it all.
What's the perception?
I don't know what theirs is, but mine is, here you go. You got these women that are just trying to get this money and not have to work that traditional 9 to 5 and just get as much money as they can. And they're working in the most famous spot for miles and miles. Celebrities go in there. Like, what the fuck happened in that club? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of hoping that they point out the simps. Oh, when so-and-so came in, I used to fleece him. I wouldn't even touch him. I'm just showing him ass in the back. Like I want to hear like that type of shit. I think that is an interesting conversation or story. That's why I find it intriguing.
Okay, understood.
What else do I got? Then, can you imagine having your show and you got your segment, you got Black Soapbox, and then you go out, we get somebody to come down, you know what I'm saying? Do the soapbox for us, and then when you
wait, what you mean by that? I went away, went to prison or something? Like what happened?
No. You went on hiatus. You had personal business and you was going away for a couple of weeks and you coming back.
Okay.
And when you come back, there's the other person I was filling in stays there, and all of a sudden there's 3 windows on our screen. And you sitting there watching said person do your segment. That might create a little awkwardness, and this is what happened with Just Hilarious, Lauren, and the Breakfast Club. Man, what's your take on that whole Just Hilarious deal?
Well, what happened?
Basically what I said. Just Hilarious went out. She had Lauren sit in. When she came back, there was a 4th microphone where there used to be 3. And the young lady is basically doing the segment, I want to say they might have still called it Jess's Mess, but I'm not 100% sure. I didn't listen to the show myself, but it was made for an awkward situation where so much so that they actually were on air talking about it with Jess as she returned, which was, I don't know if you watched that. That was
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, that was a little interesting of a watch right there. I can't believe it was unfolding on the air like that. So,
I like that actually. I think that's dope. It's dope.
Talk about it. What did you think?
First things first, it kind of demystifies it. Like even if you airing out dirty laundry, believe it or not, as salacious as it may sound, it's not. Like when you talk about it openly on the air, the internet is so quick. It moves on pretty fast. So the fact that they was discussing something that could be so uncomfortable, right, and so messy on live on the air with 11-minute segments. Y'all know why I'm laughing. Kind of demystifies it and made it just a conversation message. Look, I'm old enough to get that reference, y'all. Yeah. So like, Gabe, if you went out on leave from your job and your assistant manager was running the place, and then when you came back, they kept doing payroll and timesheets, and even asking you about what time you clocked in, how would you feel?
That's gonna be a conversation.
Oh, all right, shit.
There's some explaining to do.
It's not even a conversation. I'm gonna smack fire out this nigga. Like, why is this nigga still here? You know what I'm saying? He got to go. I think like that whole situation is messy. Even if you was gonna do the play and
Right.
From all intents and purposes, Lauren been doing her thing. Now, people are like, she killing it. She's so good. It's like, it ain't that deep, y'all. Like, I watched the show. I watched the segment. She not doing nothing crazy. It's just that she speak like somebody who went to college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's clean, right? She's professional.
And Jess's whole shtick is that ratchet gossiping. That's why it's called Jess with the Mess. Right. So she did the segment in a way, just like I get messy on this show on purpose. She did the segment in a way that was purposefully messy. Mm-hmm. So having the contrast with Lauren come in and read it like it's news, like journalism, even though it was still TMZ smut type of shit, people found appealing, the contrast. And I think people always look for the opportunity to pit a woman against a woman. Like there can only be one, like the fucking Highlander. Like there can't be more than one woman doing anything at any kind of time. And hip hop was like that for a long time too, right? Like it could only be one, and now they all over the place. Like women run this shit. So, I think that from iHeart's perspective, big messy. If you wanted the fourth chair, you should probably tell the other three chairs what the fuck is going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? At your morning sit around and be like, "Yo, we not making a move. This is what we want to do. It's our show. Is you with it or not?"
Right.
And be done with it. I think the whole sneak shit is what's kind of corny. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad at iHeart making a decision. I'm not mad at Jess fulfilling a type of way. Because damn, you go have a baby and you come back and now your job got took. Like the fuck? So nah, I just think as an employer, man, whether that was radio or any other situation, if you making a change to how we do business, just say it. Right. I'll get over it, then I'll go in there and do my damn job.
Right. I always say communication is key in almost every single facet that you can think of, man.
Message.
Straight up. So just communicate, man. Say it with your chest. Say it out loud. Say it to the right people.
Is the Breakfast Club still relevant, Gabe? Is it a barometer anymore?
I think so.
Because who's listening to the radio? To whom?
I don't think it might not get consumed on the radio anymore like that. I think the YouTube and the Patreon and all that and the streaming apps really are holding, because they treat it like a podcast.
It's so basically a podcast now, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can go and just download the episode today, right now, that they did this morning. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's how people are consuming it. I think that believe it or not, I really do believe there are people who still click on the radio and because I do get in my car.
Commuters, yes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I'm listening to AM radio. I'm listening to Hot 97. You know what I'm saying?
What's AM radio, Gabe?
AM radio is where I get my sports talk from.
But what is that? What does that even mean?
What does AM radio mean?
Like I know what XM is.
Okay.
What's
it's
AM?
Satellite, right? So AM is just a different signal. I don't understand what the problem is here. Everybody knows what AM radio is. I'm 49, not 79. You know what it is.
I'm not 49, so like I'm telling you, to explain for those of us who are not 49.
You're college educated, right? Step into the AM. Everybody knows.
So like, is that like for the morning stations and like PM is for the night stations? Like, what's that mean?
Yeah. Okay. There is no PM. All right.
Oh, this is mad confusing. All right, bro. Go ahead. Look, I don't even want to learn no more. Fuck it.
Listen. Speaking of radio, shout out to I guess Biggie's estate. They sold half the publishing rights to Primary Wave, and looks like $100 million for the publishing rights.
Just dumb.
And 30 to 50 million for the masters. And the deal gives them 50% to both rights as well as his name and likeness. So I don't know. Are we going to see like re-releases or something, or we just gonna...
AI everything, bro? They're going to take this masters, AI's voice up, and put out new music. Like this shit is so stupid.
I can see it going there.
This is so dumb.
I can see it going there.
Yo, Gabe. All right, this is like Picasso saying, you know what? Take this painting I just made, and instead of me making more paintings, just go photocopy it.
Now, present it how you want.
Wasn't this the thing for like the first 35 years of hip hop? Own your masters, own your shit. Don't be slaves to a label. Like ownership. You know what people with IPs don't do? You know what Disney doesn't do? Sell the rights to Mickey Mouse. You know why? Because that's fucking dumb.
Right.
That's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
If the only thing of value that you made, and I'm not saying that that's what it is, but let's just follow the train of thought, is your musical works of note.
Mm-hmm.
And you are Notorious B.I.G. You are iconic. You are revered in this space, right? Period.
Mm-hmm.
You could sell Biggie fucking t-shirts and a Biggie line of Coogee sweaters if you really wanted to. If you really were smart about exploiting your IP, Biggie would be everywhere more so than he is, and you'd be leveraging that. This isn't just the music pay. It's the Biggie Smalls IP, which they get the rights to manipulate as they see fit. You have got to be the most unsmart fucking person on the planet to not see the value in controlling who everybody, for all intents and purposes, says is one of the 3 greatest rappers to ever walk the planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you give it away for 40. And now you might say, well, Black, you talking out your ass. I give you 40 million. You won't give me it. No, I'm not. Because I can, you know what? People don't pay market value for anything, right? So if they're paying you 40 million, it's because they can exploit it for 400 million. Right. When the NBA players get paid 60 million a year, it's because they're making $8 billion a year at box office at the gate. Mm-hmm. So don't look at what the workers make. Look at what the owners make, and that tells you the market value. Right. If a nigga offered you 40 million for this show right now, Gabe, I would look at you and say, you better not sell. It's definitely worth 150 with no research needed because they already did it because they offered you 40. They told you everything you needed to know about their fucking offer.
Right.
Your job would never listen. If your job offered you 60K, they getting $180,000 worth of value out of you. Tell me I'm wrong, bro.
No, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. Negotiation is key. But I think more importantly, like, I can't believe that there's not somebody on that side of the estate saying, you know, if we do this and this and XYZ, we can make more money than just selling half of it to these guys and letting them cut in on the pie. I don't understand why these people don't exist on that side, because you were bright enough to come up with it. You know what I'm saying?
The executives of the estate, their job is to carry out the will of the estate. Right. And I'm pretty sure that his daughter and all them, his daughter's gotten older, and now that his mom is gone, I'm sure that his daughter probably has a strong voice. If she don't own most of the estate, you know what I mean? I'd be surprised, along with Faith. You know what I'm saying? And they children. So my gut, without even knowing how it's set up, is that this comes from a person. I don't want to speak like I'm speaking negative. If his daughter's controlling the majority of the estate and pushing them to do certain things, I don't think it's with any kind of long-term planning in mind. It's like, oh, I can get 100 M's from my daddy work. Let me do that. Right. Instead of somebody being the protector. And maybe they can't. Maybe they told her, like, don't do this. But she got the power and she's 25 now. So maybe that's what it is. You feel me? Or 30, whatever she is now at this point. So I don't know. I don't want to speak as to why they're not doing it. But, man, this is some short-sighted shit. I just would not sell for, like, the 100 million for the catalog is different than what I'm saying. I'm talking about the rights to literally benefit off of the IP. You sold it. You sold that. Right. Fuck that you still own 50% of the masters. Bet you let them exploit the IP as they see fit. That's the actual value. Yeah. I'm selling movies. My store. I'm doing another movie. I'm doing a cartoon. Young Biggie. You feel me? Like I'm getting active, dog. I'm going to Coogee immediately. Yo, let's do sweaters. Yeah. Immediately, I'm exploiting the fuck out of this. I'm going to Nike. Let's do shoes. Let's do King of New York. Let's do a King of New York series, right? And we doing Biggie, and we doing L, and we doing Pun, and we gonna put their faces in the back of a Nike. Like I'm doing shit. Like I'm exploiting the fuck out of this IP. Right. Fuck the music, dog.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
King of New York dunks. Are you buying them? Because I am.
Right. I'd have to have that. Yeah. Even if I don't wear them, and just leave them on the shelf.
I would never wear them. They just be on my shelf. $300 gone, and I'm happy as shit.
Yo, before we go any further, let me remind you and say thank you to everybody who might be listening to this on a streaming platform out there near you. Your favorite one, we are definitely on. If we not there, then you could hear this audio again. Remember, we on Blaze 'em Up Radio. They might have forgot we still in 180 countries streamed. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DJ Poppy Blaze. So Sundays at midnight, and then he plays it again on Mondays. So check that out. Blaze 'em Up Radio. Check the audio out of this particular show. And thank you for listening and downloading. We appreciate you.
We also on all podcast services. That means Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts. What's the other ones, dog? Is we
Deezer,
also on Deezer?
All of them.
Is we on Napster?
We might be.
I think we on Napster too, bro.
You know, yo, look, RSS is another one. You know what I'm saying? We got to have
RSS.
You know what I'm saying?
Is anybody using that other streaming service that used to be black owned?
Which one? Oh, I don't think so.
Look, what's that service called again?
What are you
Title?
Oh, yeah. I thought you was going with Revolt. I was like, the only thing keeping Revolt alive is Nori. You know what I'm saying? But
no Diddy.
They're probably going to sell the verses to other musicians as a feature. You know, but that's it. Not that exact thing's been done, but they did that already, where they took his verses and they paired other people up and they called it Biggie Duets. And it's actually done really well. You know?
No. This is if it's a music play, it's about AI.
Yeah,
it's about generative learning and having the right to exploit his voice. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shot in the building, one half of the Rec Boys. Happy birthday time to my beautiful wife. Let me think what I was going to tell you. Oh, we were supposed to be bringing back 3 the hard way, and I had asked some peoples that I know, like on my IG, like, hey, if you got some videos and such, why don't you send that through? And you know, we talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And like, we have enough people in here right now that we could get a nice round opinion on my man Johnny Floss. You ready to do this, Black?
Is Johnny Floss his real name?
Johnny Floss is his that's his rapper name.
Okay.
Mr. Johnny Floss.
Okay.
He's a friend of the show. We've actually played some music of his before. But we're gonna do this. It's called, let me tell you. What It Looking Like, featuring Kaya Baby, is Johnny Floss. Let's get this in. Now, if y'all in the comments are digging it, I want you to start saying that you're digging it in the comments. If you're not rocking with it, I need you to tell me that too, so that we can cut it off and we can talk about why you're not rocking with it.
That's right. He means to say bump or dump. We bumping this? We dumping this. Let's get it.
Let's go. I like that. Let's get it.
Yo, we focus on the wealth, on the way to get rich, young bosses, cause we thriving on this black business. So what it's looking like? Yeah, what it's looking like? So much ice, we walk around with a puck, and we not employees, nah, we partnering up. So what it's looking like? Yeah, what it's looking like?
I got homies with PTSD and paranoia. Playing in the streets, you gon' need a gun and a lawyer. When you walk with God, the devil gon' try and destroy you. I used to be an employee, I became the employer. I want ownership, I ain't selling my soul for shit. That 15 minutes of fame they give you be over quick. When you ain't hot no more, they treat you like you don't exist. That shit'll have you stuck mad with the artifice. Make you wanna wild out, make you wanna fast. For them times when you was down and you really didn't have. Now it's time to shit on everyone, get back up in your bag. Stay on their ass, put on the gas, can't let nobody get a pass. Make them skin on what they say, can try and fix the broken glass. I'm taught to keep my distance way before Corona in the mask. Cause no matter what you do, they still gonna judge you by your past. And take everything you work for, leave you stuck with less than half. But I ain't never been the type to let no one take what I had. Never ever took a loss, you best believe I got it back.
We focus on the wealth, on the way to get rich, young bosses, cause we thriving on this black business. So what it's looking like? Yeah, what it's looking like? So much ice, we walk around with a puck, and we not employees, nah, we partnering up. So what it's looking like? Yeah, what it's looking like? Yo, How in the world you gonna talk about them C's on my heels, knowing I'm a wizard? I ain't related to Bradley Bill. Wordplay crazy, my talent they can't steal. Even though Brooklyn right now is heavy on the drill. Flow bananas as I rap, then I build. But it's an open shut case, you don't got time to appeal. The fresher MC from BK, not PH, not Fab either, even though I have expensive taste. Swag got her, I can't help she fell for the bait. Drinking alkaline water, trying to help her pH. Lunch meeting at 4, I ain't touched the plate, but gotta meet with another CEO around 80. No dirty money, I don't remind you of a booger. Yeezy's the same color as oatmeal with brown sugar. So much bread, you gotta sit and wonder. Sincerely yours, your favorite puncher's favorite puncher. No joke.
Like this.
Focused on the wealth, on the way to get rich, young bosses, cause we thriving on this black business.
Here.
So what it's looking like? Yeah.
What up, y'all?
It's looking like?
All right. We going
so much ice.
This one down. There we go. All right. It is Johnny Floss in the building. What's going on, good sir? So for me, and love the message. Remy Hendrix in the building. What's going on, good sir? Got shot in the building. They say love the message, but that's it. So he's not really rocking with it. Shy just said, nah, man. And Vanessa says she don't like the beat. Blackout, we got a little bit of feedback in here. They're not really loving it. What do you say, sir?
Nah, this ain't it, boss.
That one ain't it for flaws?
This ain't it, boss. This ain't it. This ain't even it. It's not that it's not it. It's just not it. You feel me? This ain't it, boss. I kind of just wanted Shorty to keep rapping.
Okay. Yeah.
But nah, this wasn't it. This wasn't a good package, dog. I appreciated the video.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And how they shot it
very well.
I think it was shot very well.
Mm-hmm.
I was curious about who that dude was with the fitted,
mm-hmm.
with the big beard, who's just staring off into space every time they cut to him. I didn't know. I didn't know what your man was doing. I was like, okay, thinky emoji face. What is happening, gang? But as a whole, this ain't it, dog. This ain't even it. Yeah. That beat. That blaring muted trumpet, that was a muted trumpet, by the way. That muted trumpet, it was fucking me. It was mad annoying. If they would have sped it up, I probably could have tolerated it. But the way the beat was, that sleepy beat with that, just sounded like noise, bro.
You don't like the whining?
Nah. Not at 47 beats per minute.
Shout out to Johnny Floss, man. He be working hard out here. He's always got something new coming out. So make sure you check it out for Johnny. He's got a bunch of dope freestyles out there. You want some more? You want another one? Or you got one in the tuck?
This nigga Remy said that dude looked like Queen Split.
Queen Split? Nah, that's a skinny Queen Split, though.
No, he's talking about beard dude who was looking off into space.
The weirdo dude. Got you.
Yo, it's all love and respect, by the way. All I'm saying is that joint wasn't my cup of tea, but I like the visuals. And like my man said, the message. I'm always down for a message like that. It wasn't just some mindless nonsense. So those are the things I fuck with about it. As a whole, it wasn't it though.
Copy. Yeah. I think that's fair. I think he would accept that. Shout out to Johnny Floss. Keep doing your thing, homeboy. Hailing from Brooklyn, BKNY, and we know joke. I have something from Wapter Music that got sent through. Do you want to hear that?
Run it.
All right, so let's go get that. We doing 3 the hard way right now, where we just grabbing songs off the YouTube or wherever, you know what I'm saying? And let's share this screen right here. Let's do that.
Facts. Shout out my bro Remy. Yo, Remy, let me get $10, dog. I'm starving over here, nigga. For real, dog. I'm starving.
You is not starving.
Starving, dog.
I already know that you are not starving. Doesn't like this. All right, so let me go back here. Sorry, y'all. Let me just make sure I put this in the joint. Is that it? we go hand in hand and round and round. Stop that. Present. Share this screen. That's the one.
Let's go.
I'm trying to get it. Don't worry. Okay.
Oh man, so I thought you got wellness benefits. Dog, wellness benefits is time away from work. It ain't the bag, you heard? Second, you my mans. Don't ask me about why I need it, dog. Let me get 12.
All right, let's get it. This is WAP the Music. Let's go.
Low week.
It's an amazing sunshine, a good time of man. What's up? It's an amazing sunshine. Come on, baby. Oh, it's true. That make me feel good. That brightness from the east to the west. She nourishes the life. Mama, Papa, thank you for the word. The beauty of the landscape, the riddle of the birds. Yeah, 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 yeah. I sing. It's an amazing sunshine. A good time of man. What's up? It's an amazing sunshine. Come on, baby. You can be cheerful. It's spectacular. You can steady the umbrella, take out the sun visor. You can be cheerful. It's spectacular. We go call everybody. We will do sharing loops. Yeah, 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 yeah. I sing. It's an amazing sunshine. A good time of man. What's up? It's an amazing sunshine. Come on, baby, stop the warning. Look at the sun, look how it's burning. Oh, it's beautiful, my God, it's funny. Si yon ka di yon créole, sa ka bay yon belle journée. A cause de mi wa soleil, c'est li ki ka fait mwen chanter. It's an amazing sunshine. A good time of man.
This song makes me want to be on the beach. I ain't gonna hold you.
It's an amazing sunshine. Come on, baby. C'est la première fois que moi vois ça pichonner.
Now he's looking at others like going crazy.
Faut nous tout accepter. Heureusement, nous trouver soleil. Qu'avant nous, monde c'est merveille. Oui, peut-être il est de l'autre côté, mais ça ne sera jamais pareil. Oh non, 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 non. It's an amazing sunshine.
There we go. Yo, I rock with it. I rock with it. I rock with it. Yo, WAP the Music. Amazing sunshine is the joint. Real like Caribbean vibes to me, man. Y'all rocking with it or what? Shout out Loic. You like the vibes, Black?
Yeah, good vibes, good vibes. Loic. That's how he pronounced it in the video. Loic. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe say the man's name right. Gabe.
Yeah.
I can hear this on Sam the Resort commercial. 1000%. I don't even know why it's not licensed for that. Loic, you need to get on that. WAP the Music. I rock with it though. I definitely want to go to the beach now. I'm not that fuck me up. I want to go back to where you was last couple of weeks. So, you know what I'm saying? Puerto Rico's in my future. It got me wanting to go there, man. Shout out Angie. Anything else to critique about that one? That's an older joint. It's not new.
Yeah, I just didn't expect that shit to be what it was. You know what I mean? I ain't know what was going to drop, but then my man sitting on the rocks in the sun.
You look,
you know what I mean? And I got the ganja burning vibes. I'm like, damn. Then my man stop. I say, like, my man want to switch it up. You know, all right. You know what I mean? I ain't mad. I ain't mad at the vibes.
Nah, you can't be mad at the life.
You getting ready for the season.
You are very welcome, Guadalupe. That's that stuff.
Yo, do we go Guadalupe because we can't say Guadalupe because there's no umlaut on the top, no emphasis, no apostrophe? What's up with that? Because
this is Guadalupe. It's not Guadalupe. That I know for a fact. Yeah. I think they're different places. Guadalupe.
Okay, got you.
We can have Loic come on here and give us a little history lesson one day or a geography lesson. Let us know what it is for real. I always appreciated doing To Be the Hard Way Black. You know, I got music from some artists that I'm very, very familiar with. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out, like one to mention here would be like a Brigavelli. She actually sent me some music to play and stuff. But like, you know, I've learned a few things over the years of doing this show. You know what I'm saying?
What you learned, gang?
So like, when I play joints, I'm not like it's 3 the hard way because I want y'all to hear what what's been sourced, what we found on the internet, what was sent to us, and just share it with the listeners, just to give y'all a little exposure to what we hear, and then maybe get your opinion on it. Not so much getting our full critique on it, but we like to say some things, and I'm always gonna comment one way or the other on it. I know sometimes we might get into a full review about something, but the intention of 3 the Hard Way is just to talk about the music and celebrate it in our way and talk about it in our way. And if it's whack, that needs to be said too, so.
You sure we're allowed to say that? Can I say that something's not good or nah? That's being mean.
Guadalupe is in Mexico. Low Week wants us to know. I think that we've said it a million times, and it's been said a million times before. It's your artistry. You take it very personal, and sometimes you can't separate the critique from the likability or personality of somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so with that said, when I say I've learned things over the years, I'm learning how to walk that fence of being able to critique something while it's not personal. So I just try to go out of my way to make sure that the people understand that, you like, if you send, especially when you send me stuff, right? So if you're sending it to me, you're telling me, yo, this is my joint, listen to it, tell me what you think. So if I can't tell you what I think about it honestly, without you getting mad, you know what I'm saying? Then, I don't really want to even talk about it. But if I can talk about it in a way that's constructively, critical, if it's not that great, then I need you to understand that that's all I'm doing. I'm not critiquing you as a person. I don't think you're whack as a person. You know what I'm saying? Just you may have produced some whack song. I mean, so to answer your question, we should be allowed to Black, but I feel like we have to like, put a little spin on it so that it's not brutal, I guess is what.
So I can't talk like I would with my friends. So when we do 3 the Hard Way, I got to turn off the friends talk and talk like I'm at my job.
I would rather you not.
I mean, that's what it sounds like. I got to be like, hey, buddy.
I said me. I said,
hey, buddy.
Me. This is
hey,
me.
buddy. You weren't rhyming on beat there, pal.
Why do you that?
That mix was very inadequate, sir.
No, I think
you want me to talk?
No, I think we do more of a service when we're just being honest. As long because I want to say this again on the show one more time.
Talk about it.
7 is that we have never, and I can speak for Black when I'm saying it, we have never intentionally like dogged out some or criticized music that we got with the intention of making somebody feel bad, with putting somebody down. We've never done that. We've always just heard the music and then said what we thought about it. And that's as far as it goes, and I want to say that again today. So don't take, if you get a great critique, great, take that to heart. But if you don't get the greatest critique, then just move on. Just know that that song wasn't for everybody. That's all. And move on. That's it. That's all I got to say. Shout out to Vanessa.
Just know when we off the camera and me and Gabe be talking about music, we tell the truth to each other. We don't lie.
No, there's no reason to lie.
So just because I didn't tell the world that shit was ass, I still know it was ass. My nigga Gabe be like, all right, y'all, peace till next week. And he be like, yo, Black, that shit was fucking ass. I just want y'all to know how it really goes. We need that behind the scenes Joe Budden camera. You know what I'm talking about? The one around the apartment when bro. Cause like niggas need to know that when the camera go off, you not nice no more. They need to know how you really give it up, Gabe. They think you nice. They think you professional and shit. And I'm a heathen. They don't even know. I be defending y'all. Gabe be dragging y'all. That was trash, bro. That shit wasn't even quantized. I be like, Gabe, niggas don't even know what quantized mean, bro.
Can't believe he sent that shit to my DM, bro.
My bad. I guess motherfuckers don't want to be entertained. Everything Gabe said is 100% true, though. Look, the idea is to get your shit off. And like, my opinion has always been SMG. If I hear some shit in the barbershop, niggas giving you go check my mans out. Check this out. When we listen to it and it don't hit, guess what we finna say? It don't hit. And if it's fire, guess what we finna say?
Yeah.
That's some fire. That's some go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I've said this before over the years. I've said it in different kind of mediums and spaces. I've also said it talking about other kind of things as well too. Bro, art is art. And when you put art into the world, that's it. You may have created it, but believe it or not, it's not yours no more.
Right.
And I think sometimes people don't get it. Like when you paint a picture, it's meant to be looked at by other people when you put it outside for other people to look at.
Right.
When you make a song, it's meant for me to consume it however the fuck I choose to consume it. When I put out projects and nigga be like, yo, I fuck with that song, I ain't like that one. You know what I don't do? Man, why you didn't like song number 3 though? What you mean Big Man is the only song you fuck with? You ain't like Newberg's Son? That shit was real. Like, I'm not trying to convince you to like my shit.
Right.
I'm accepting the art to speak for me, and I recognize that once I give it to you, it is yours to consume as you see fit.
Absolutely.
And to talk about as you see fit. And it's hard. And I understand that as a creative, it's hard. I don't hate just to hate. I give my opinion. And once again, I feel like sometimes we beat this drum, and I hate having to explain myself in this way, Gabe, but I will because we are professional. This is a business, and we got sponsors. Shout out to Duce. But
House of Barbers in the building.
House of Barbers in the big building. The idea of the show for the 50,000th time, y'all, is to be entertaining. Do you want to hear me sit here and go like this? I didn't like that song.
You don't like nothing, Black.
That was not one of my favorite songs.
It will not.
You know what I mean? So, like, yo, can we have fun? Can we get back to the art of podcasting? Yo, listen, I put out a message last week to all of our children. I'll be watching y'all pod. Shit is garbage.
Yeah.
Not because I'm a hater, but because it's garbage. You ain't got nothing interesting to say, bro. Y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You don't know nothing about nothing, and you don't know nothing about nothing, right?
Right.
Prove me wrong. If I say that you ass at potting, go pod good. You know what I'm saying? If I say that your song is dirt, go make a better song. You know what I'm saying? Or don't. Who gives a fuck? It's just one person saying that shit. And I think that's the entire point, bro. Let it motivate you or let it fall by the wayside, but don't get butthurt. It's art.
It's true.
And it ain't yours no more.
That is a factola. Black man, I feel like I am talked out, man. How you feel about that?
I got another 20 minutes in me. Can I go?
All right, so I'm gonna put solo screen on Black.
That's crazy. Why would you see how this?
Yo,
Gabe, I thought season 7.
Hell yeah.
I thought season 7 we was turning up.
We always turn up.
All right.
Even if it's season 19, we're gonna be turning up, and then y'all want to hear 3 the hard way. Now, what else you got on the docket? You got something else you want to talk about?
Nah, I mean, I guess that's the end. You get through the
See, what the fuck, man? See, I be trying to end the show all gracefully and nice and shit, and this guy always got to talk some bullshit at the end. Like, you know,
you're fucking welcome, gang.
Yo, I was about to end this shit perfectly.
I wanted to talk about Houthi terrorists and wars and shit going off on signal apps, and I wanted to talk about what was happening in the world, bro. But like, you know what I mean? It's cool.
Oh,
it's cool. You shut it down.
That did escape my memory. I'm not gonna lie. I am 49 years old. It did. So I heard Donald Trump. I heard Donald Trump told a reporter all the war plans that he got.
I heard that they invited that reporter to their group chat and told him all the war plans by accident, which is actually true and funny.
Wow. But it was a certain app, Signal. Okay. I ain't heard about Signal until you told me about it in the pregame.
You never heard of Signal?
Nah. I'm sure there's people in the chat right now that never heard of Signal before.
The audacity of doing, first of all, and here's the thing about double standards a little bit. You know it's illegal to talk about war strategy in non-Department of Defense application. They have a system for this, by the way, that you're supposed to use. Because anything that you do that deals with the government when it comes to communication must be kept. That's why the whole thing about the email server and the Clintons was so important. You can't delete information. You can't delete conversation when it relates to actual business in the government, especially war plans, right? Not only were they texting in a group chat, and the funny part is it was literally a group chat with JD Vance, Secretary of Defense, Department of Education, and underboss. Like, it was ridiculous, bro. Joint Chiefs of Staffs in a group text talking about, we finna bomb these niggas. And then when they did it, fuck yeah. Look, muscle emoji. 100 emoji, cherry emoji. I'm trying to picture a group text of 15 60-year-old white men in group chat sending flexible arm emojis and fire emojis because they just bombed a country in another country. Like that's what these niggas was doing.
Yep.
By the way, they was doing this while they've invited the reporter into the group chat by accident. The absurdity, Gabe.
Yeah.
It is a law.
Sloppy.
It is illegal to discuss those kind of matters in a non-Department of Defense medium.
Right.
The Department of Defense has a messaging app. Use that one. So they've already broke a crime. It's a felony.
Wow.
Not only did they do that, they also gave this journalist, they were talking about CIA operatives, federal agent operatives, locations, dates, all types of shit, troop movements in different countries in this public fucking app in front of this reporter. They were doing this. Not only that, some of the messages were disappearing after 4 hours, 10 hours, which also is, by the way, illegal.
To delete that?
Yes, you cannot delete any communication that takes place for official government running business cannot be deleted or manipulated. Once you say it, text it, talk it, every conversation in the White House is recorded. Everyone has to be. Everything you write, every email, everything you put on a piece of paper is saved and archived. Everything. It is illegal to destroy something inside the White House when it comes to communication or the running of the government. Period. It's illegal. It's a crime. So using a public app, a felony. Deleting the messages from that public app, also a felony.
Discussing what you're discussing.
Discussing what you discussed, a felony. Discussing it in front of a civilian who doesn't have security clearance, felony.
Wow.
How many of them people do you think don't get prosecuted, Gabe?
None.
Zero.
None. They don't even talk about it. The headline I saw was like a TMZ type of bottom scroll thing. You know what I'm saying? And it literally said Trump leaks war plans to reporter. That was the headline. You know what I'm saying? So nothing's gonna happen from that. And that's the crazy
remember
part.
20 plus years ago when Geraldo was overseas when we were doing our invasion of Afghanistan and he was giving away troop positions and movements on national fucking television and the enemy could see him?
Not smart. Not smart. When that got reported, how mad was the troops on the ground over there over that? Did they realize what was happening when it was happening? No,
not in real time. You are in a when you're deployed, you are completely disassociated from the real world. Completely. Completely. You have no idea what's going on in society. Zero.
Got you.
And I'm sure even with the internet and smartphones and all that, it's still a big semblance of that in an active war zone. You're not scrolling on IG, my gang. You're just not doing it. You're just not.
Right. Right. I mean, you could die.
You can fucking die. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I was over there, 2005, it was way different. It wasn't no internet for real, and I was the internet nigga providing the internet.
Right.
It wasn't no internet.
But the internet was used mainly for communication only, right? To
communication. I mean, look, we had sat phones, and you would give somebody 3 minutes to call a loved one, you know what I mean, for a couple minutes and say I love you, all that shit. But it was not used for pleasure. Like that bandwidth was fucking operationally necessary, and it was used as such. So, being in Afghanistan, 18 months in the desert with like maybe 35 total days off. Was a fucking nightmare, dog. It's a fucking nightmare, and you're completely disassociated from your real life. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't. Wow.
And that's why you thank the service members for their service when you see them. That's a big part of it right there. That you have to disconnect from what you know what I'm saying, and go change your focus and priorities for however amount of time it takes. And that's the crazy part. That's what you're thinking of for.
And it really is. It is more like I could call it a mindset game, but it really is like a switch. Like there's no way to fake that you're invested,
right?
Because you're gonna die,
right?
And one of the weird, not weird, but one of the the more challenging things, I think, for a lot of men in service, males in service. When I was in, they were just letting females in the combat roles. Because you remember, for a long time, you could do everything else, but you couldn't be 11 Bravo. You couldn't be,
right.
You know what I mean, infantry. That wasn't a thing.
Right.
So when I was in, it was still pretty new, like a year or two, of letting females in infantry roles. And to watch a female get shot or targeted, and to watch 8 niggas like break formation to go protect her, and have to like fight that nature, because you could make us all die.
You're right.
You reacting to wanting to be a protector for a woman is not what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So we actually had drills and shit where like it would be females in these weird situations, and they wouldn't like telegraph it, and something would just happen, and you just watch 25 niggas break stride, and then we all get smoked and have to do push-ups because you broke stride. Like, it doesn't matter there's a chick. It doesn't matter, bro. Like, that's the soldier first. And it was hard. It was hard. You watch them get targeted on purpose. They would try to bait you into doing something stupid.
Right.
Like, you're in a convoy, and as crazy as this sounds, if you're in a convoy and you driving down I can say this, a death funnel, which is you in an area where you can't go left or right. You can only go forward or backwards. Okay. So if you're in a convoy, there's no way for you to get out of said line. All you can do is stop or go forward.
Right.
So what they would do is they would intentionally like blow up a vehicle at the back of the convoy. Right? To make the rest of the convoy stop.
Right. And if it stopped, you did push-ups, right?
No, if it stopped, you would get dead because they'd be there.
Oh, it's not a drill. This is real.
It's not a drill. It's like
I thought you meant it was a drill. Gotcha.
No, it's the enemy. And what they train you to do is, when that happens, guess what you're supposed to keep doing? Moving. Get out of the funnel. Get out of whatever that combat position is, and regroup, and then come back around. If you stop your vehicle, everybody else behind you dead.
Right.
Think about that.
It's like the ultimate teamwork type of shit, man. Life or death teamwork. That's really what it is.
Yeah, not to go on my little diatribe. My bad, y'all. But,
that's why it's so heinous what they did, though. You know what I'm saying? Talking about this stuff on the wrong forum in front of the wrong people. I don't know. I don't think anything will happen. I would like for you to update me, or I'll keep an eye on it myself too. But like, I would love to know if anybody talks about it. I doubt they will even talk about it.
I mean, I saw it in Politico, and I think that's the only outlet that I saw it on. But once again, I'm not reading everything, right?
Right.
But I did see it on Politico. Yeah, I'm not saying that the vice president should be arrested for spilling secrets, but like, they did that. So, and that's the charge. So why wouldn't we hold people accountable? And you were using an app you shouldn't have used in the first place, and you knew that, and it's illegal. So why wouldn't you hold them accountable? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't understand why you wouldn't hold somebody accountable. Because Gabe, who else is that law for? Only people with that kind of access could actually be the ones to breach said confidence. So if that law is never going to be enforced, then why is it a law?
Right.
It would never be me. I wouldn't have access to the information in real time. It would always be the Secretary of Defense who's doing something bad with the information. So why wouldn't you charge them? Right.
Yeah, that should be cleaned up. That should be like a red flag, like, oh, you know, might not be the end of the world, but we need to clean this up type of deal. So maybe, I don't know what will happen from it, but like you said and alluded to, I don't think anything's gonna happen from it.
Yeah, not shit, bro.
You know, the thing I want to be careful of is that I know there's a lot of reasons to hate on Trump himself and feel the way you feel for real. But don't get too out of pocket on this one, because the headlines are definitely saying Trump did it, but it wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't him. So before you go, you know, telling a Republican all about themselves and their president, just make sure you got them little bit of facts, because they're gonna fuck you up with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
look. Here go Gabe gerrymandering the conversation.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to help him out a little bit, because I know how he gets. You know what I mean? But man, I had fun with this one. We're gonna come back next week. We're gonna have some more 3 the Hard Way for y'all. You know, of course, we know we're gonna have some of the best conversation on the internet. We'll see what the news brings us, so we could talk about it. And yo, I'll say it again at the end of this show. We are looking for, you know, a third mic every once in a while, part-time, come on the show and chat with us. So, you know what I'm saying? If you're feeling like you up for the conversation, hit us up, man. Let us know.
Did you not hire this girl yet or not? Like, what's happening? Did you not hire her?
I didn't hire anybody. I'm not hiring anybody. I don't have any money to hire you. What we could do is bring you on for the sake of the show and loving it, and just having your name out there and having people talk about you. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we've been doing this show this is the 7th season, and a lot of people talk about us. They don't tell us they're talking about us, but then I hear that they definitely fucking talking about us. So, and they watching us, you know, like 13 people at a time going to watch our shit and all that. So Black man, always a pleasure, and I'm happy to have done another show with you, and we're gonna come back with this next week, man. You want to close us out, brother?
Yeah, bro. Like niggas said that since you really don't fucking me the way you say you fucking me. Actually, you don't. You say you don't fucking me. Like, is you never coming back to the place that I'm sitting at to do another episode like last week? And if we do so, are we gonna also have that bad background in the background like we had last time? That's what I heard.
The bad background.
Yeah, they said that we should have known better. That blue logo on that white backdrop didn't play nice on the screen last week.
Okay.
And to do better. And I said, yes, they also said that every time I took a sip from this cup that I was sipping from the logo, they were also correct. My cup is green. It fucked it all up. Look, I see the problems. I hear the problems. We address them. We listen. And we don't judge.
Shout out to Brian Sable, who hit me up and said, yo, great first episode. 2 things. Fix that audio and never, ever in your life chew gum on a show ever again. And I was like, duly noted, sir. Thank you very much.
Nah, listen, bro. Season 7, man. We back in the swing. We going to get it together. You know what I mean? I just want to know who the third chair is going to be.
Me too.
And is we gonna have, you know, a Breakfast Club situation?
Yeah, probably. But I think I'm leaning towards wanting a woman on the show. We'll see. I think that would add a dope dynamic. But let me know. Send me them DMs. Let me know what you want to do. Like I say, we are looking for a third mic, third chair, however you want to put it, to come on here every so often and chat it up with us.
What,
and, you know,
what if they identify as female? Does that count?
Here we go.
He never want. Listen, y'all. He never want a fucking pod. He always want to be Switzerland. He never want a fucking pod. Yo, Gabe. What if the person identifies as a woman?
Can they chat?
Yes, they can chat, but their voice is deep.
Yeah. All right. Come on.
You good with that? So it doesn't have to be a woman no more. You cool?
I'm saying you said they identify as, right?
As long as they identify as a woman.
That's
cool.
not good enough.
I'm just asking. I'm trying to figure it out.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. Let's go.
I bet. We let.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Listen.
These is jokes, people. These is jokes. God damn. All right, bro. Go ahead. Take us home, man.
All right. So for King Blackout, for Gabriel, for super producer Big Ange, everything we got going on in the mix right here at What We Talking About. You're gonna tap in next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Check out your boys in the conversation we're having, and please do send through music that you think we need to listen to, good, bad, or indifferent. Let's get it.
It ain't gotta be y'all music either.
No, like, I don't even want it to be y'all.
Yeah, music. Whatever you find, send that in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because I'm sourcing stuff and I can get stuff, but like, you know, my network is compromised of a bunch of artists. So when I say send me your music, these people send me music, but at the same time, it's like, I don't even want y'all's music. I want everybody else's music. You know what I'm saying? So let me know, man. We want to talk about it. We want to chat about it. And we're going to go from there. Otherwise, y'all stay tuned and be good. We out.
Peace.